My husband has been involved in an extramarital relationship. It appears that he has been lavishing his mistress with luxury brand gifts. Furthermore, he has been using my credit card for these extravagant shopping sprees. I have endured this situation for the sake of our son, but I have reached my limit. I can no longer tolerate this ongoing betrayal. I need to take action, and surprisingly, the person who came to my aid was the last one I expected. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alexa, and I am 35 years old. I have been married to my husband, Austin, for a decade. This year, our 8-year-old son Drake brought us immense joy as an avid reader. I have pursued my dream of becoming a novelist, and I now make a living as a successful writer. My debut mystery novel has garnered significant acclaim, and I have several serialized works each month. Fortunately, my books sell well, and my busy schedule keeps me engaged. Initially, my husband had a job, but he quit once I started earning enough. For the past 2 to 3 years, he has spent his days idling at home, occasionally venturing out to indulge in slot machines. Today, however, he appeared unusually dressed in a suit. Austin curiously, "Where are you going?" My husband's eyes widened in surprise, but he quickly composed himself and replied, "Oh, I have an interview." For what I inquired further, for a job, he responded, attempting to brush off the question of what else I thought. "It's about time I started working again. I see, good luck." I replied, genuinely believing that he was indeed going for a job interview, considering our young son's needs and our future. I assumed Austin had taken this step, but he didn't return until AM that night. I happened to be awake due to an impending deadline, and Austin had fallen asleep on the living room sofa, reeking of alcohol and perfume. In his hand lay his unlocked smartphone. My curiosity got the better of me, and I couldn't resist taking a peek. To my disbelief, I discovered that my husband was having an affair. What shocked me even more was that his lover turned out to be my close friend Ashley. They seemed to have enjoyed a luxurious dinner at a renowned restaurant known for its mesmerizing night views. I felt as though I had been struck by something incredibly painful. How could Austin be cheating on me with Ashley? After all, Ashley was married too, wasn't she? I had placed my trust in both of them, and now faced with this unexpected reality, tears welled up involuntarily to avoid waking Austin. I fought hard to hold back my tears. I needed evidence, a confirmation of the affair. I discreetly sent the evidence to my own smartphone and pondered my next course of action. The following morning, I casually broached a subject with my husband, who acted as if everything were normal. "Hey Austin, about yesterday I started. You said you had an interview, but you came home late. I was wondering what happened." Austin glanced away as if attempting to conjure an excuse. "Actually, I ran into a friend after the interview, and we ended up going for a drink with a friend who I probed, realizing that he was concealing the fact that he had met Ashley, someone you don't know. I don't have to explain everything, do I?" He replied dismissively. "You're right," I acquiesced, understanding his evasiveness. It was clear from his demeanor that he was indeed involved in an affair. 1 month passed, and I remained unsure of what to do. Thus far, I had been unable to confront my husband about his infidelity. If I were to confirm the affair, it was evident that our marriage would face dire consequences. If it were solely about me, I would have confronted him with the evidence and initiated divorce proceedings immediately. However, I couldn't bear to deprive my son of a father when he was only 8. Meanwhile, Austin took advantage of my seclusion in my room, engrossed in work, and began going out frequently. Yet this presented an ideal opportunity for me. I resolved to gather evidence of his affair while he was away. During my investigation, I discovered several unfamiliar receipts in his room. Apparently, he had purchased luxury brand items for women. However, I found no trace of those possessions in our home, nor did he ever give them to me. The only logical conclusion was that Austin was giving these branded items to Ashley, but where was he getting the money? He was unemployed and relied on the monthly allowance I provided. He shouldn't have any savings left, driven by curiosity. I decided to confront my husband. In the meantime, I called my brother and asked him to look after my son, concocting a plausible excuse. "I'm sorry for calling you over so suddenly," I apologized. "I need to go shopping for something important that is only available in a physical store. Could you take care of Drake's shopping? You've never been materialistic, and you usually shop online," my brother observed. "I know, but today I feel like going to a store." "Can you please watch over Drake?" I requested. "Well, okay, but don't be too late. Drake will miss you and feel lonely," he replied. "Thank you." I expressed my gratitude and relief to have his cooperation with my brother's assistance. I successfully trailed my husband. To my dismay, I witnessed Austin walking arm in arm with my best friend Ashley. I knew it all along, but seeing it with my own eyes shook me to the core. There was credit card in my drawer. Unfortunately, my husband took it without my permission and used it to purchase gifts for Ashley. Over the past few months, I have made several purchases for work, such as monitors, keyboards, and even furniture, so there was a significant amount of money spent on that card since the bank accounts for both cards are linked and I had been occupied with work. I hadn't checked the card details recently. This oversight had backfired on me, and I couldn't believe the situation unfolding before my eyes. Not only was he cheating, but he was also using my money without my knowledge. My love for my husband had completely evaporated. Although I acknowledged my fault in not checking and noticing earlier, I couldn't bring myself to forgive him. I took numerous pictures of their encounters and promptly returned home for the next few days. I immersed myself in contemplating ways to seek revenge on my husband whenever he wasn't around. I meticulously checked his PC over and over again. Since his smartphone and PC were synchronized, I could easily access his exchanges with Ashley on the computer. Eventually, I discovered that they were planning a 4-day trip during the upcoming holidays. This presented a perfect opportunity for me to carry out my revenge. However, there was one problem: the presence of our son. Completing my revenge plan without involving my son and letting him know about my husband's affair seemed challenging to overcome. I decided to seek my brother's help once again. Reluctantly, I approached him, saying, "I hate to ask, but could you look after Drake during the upcoming holidays?" My brother, with a hint of understanding in his voice, responded, "The holidays you mean for all 4 days?" Unsettled by his attitude, I asked, "What do you mean?" His next words struck me deeply. "Alexa, stop trying to handle everything on your own. I know about Austin's infidelity." I was shocked. I wondered how my brother had found out. He explained that he had heard it from Drake, who, even as a child, had sensed the distress his father's actions were causing me. It appeared that I hadn't hidden it as well as I had thought, but Drake was showing maturity. Beyond his years, he's assured me it's okay. "Mom, I'm on your side. I don't need anyone who makes you sad as long as I have you grateful for their support." I made up my mind to seek revenge on my husband without hesitation. Drake and I prepared to move out on the day my husband would leave for his affair trip with my brother's discreet assistance. We packed our belongings secretly while my husband was away the night before the holidays. I decided to give my husband one last chance. I confronted him directly, noticing his excitement about his trip the following day. "What's with the luggage? Why are you packing a suitcase?" I inquired in a panicked state, and my husband replied, "Oh, I'm going on a trip with some friends starting tomorrow." Though he had never mentioned such a trip before, he insisted it was a sudden plan and brushed off any further questioning. Sensing his evasiveness, I confronted him with a low, rarely used voice. "Hey, are you sure it's just with your friends?" His shoulders twitched, and he desperately clung to his lie. "Oh, of course. You've been quite persistent. Haven't you, all right? I understand you enjoyed your trip with your friends." With that, I left his room, contemplating my next move. Honestly, if he had confessed at that moment, I would have considered an amicable resolution focusing on alimony and child support. Despite the betrayal, he was someone I had once loved, and it was thanks to him that I pursued my writing career. I didn't want genuine hatred or long-lasting resentment, But given recent events, I couldn't be lenient towards him anymore. It was time to end things as he had continuously lied behind my back. The following morning, my husband had already left for his trip. I opened the drawer and confirmed that he had taken my credit card as usual. Without hesitation, I contacted the credit card company, reported it as lost, and requested its deactivation. My son woke up, and I greeted him with a smile, saying good morning. In response, he beamed and reminded me, "Mom, it's today, right? The day we moved to our new house." Looking into his sparkling eyes, any lingering anxiety within me vanished. "Yes, Drake, you're right. I've already deactivated the credit card, so let's move to our new home," I confirmed. Overjoyed, he expressed his excitement about our new house. With my brother's support, our move went smoothly. Our belongings were moved to our new home, while my husband's possessions were sent elsewhere the following day. As I relaxed in our new home with my son and brother, my husband called me on the phone. "Hello, Alexa. Oh, Alexa, what is it?" I responded, "Well, actually, the trip is costing more than I expected. Could you possibly transfer me a little money?" he asked. I quickly realized that he was likely having trouble paying for things on his trip because I had frozen the credit card. Instead of directly mentioning the card, he was indirectly asking for money, which disgusted me. "Didn't you say you were going within your own budget?" "Sorry, but I don't have any money to lend you," I replied firmly. "Oh, don't be like that. If you don't help me, I'll be the only one who can't enjoy the trip," he pleaded. "You'll be the only one." "Don't you mean both of you?" I countered. My husband appeared dumbfounded by my response. "You're on a trip after all. You want to show Ashley. Only the good parts are right. But sorry, the card you took is no longer valid, so you'll have to give up." I explained what you're talking about, Alexa. "I don't know anything about a card," he replied, attempting to play innocent enough. "I already know that you've been cheating on me with my best friend Ashley." I exclaimed. "What did you really think?" I had no idea. "Are you an idiot? It's obvious." I continued to not care that my brother and son were present next to me. I let out all the anger I had been holding back and stopped making excuses. "You had a family and you had an affair with another woman. On top of that, using someone else's card. Do you realize how despicable your actions have been? Let's calm down for now," he stuttered, attempting to defuse the situation. There's no way I can stay calm when I have to deal with the person I hate the most in the world, don't you think? So I retorted, "And just so you know, I have no intention of forgiving you or helping you. You and the woman you're with can go to hell for all I care. Never show your face to Drake and me again," I declared, hanging up on my husband. Shortly after, Ashley's mistress called me. "Hey Alexa, what the hell did you do?" she shouted. Ashley, long time no see. How's the trip with my husband?" I responded sarcastically. "Shut up and explain yourself." She demanded. "What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You said you took Austin's belongings to my house, didn't you?" she accused. "Yes, indeed. When we moved, I sent my husband's belongings to you. But Ashley, you're a married woman, so of course your husband is at home. That's precisely why I sent all of Austin's belongings to your house, including a long letter explaining everything." "What did he do?" "My husband found out, and now he's furious." "Well, it serves you right to have an affair while being married. You're supposed to be my friend. This is dirty." I misjudged you, and I retorted, feeling the anger bubble up inside me. "Excuse me. That's my line. My best friend was having an affair with my husband. How can I forgive that? Who do you think was rude first, huh?" Ashley fired back. "I wasn't serious. It was just for fun. There's no way I would settle for a jobless loser like him." She attempted to defend herself. "I don't care whether you were serious or not. I'm about to get a divorce anyway. You did have an affair, and that's a fact. I will never forgive you. I will demand a lot of compensation. So brace yourself," I warned her sternly. "What's that?" "I didn't hear anything about that." She claimed to be feigning ignorance. "Well, of course you did what you deserved. Wait, I'm a housewife. I can't pay any compensation, she pleaded. I don't care. Figure it out yourself or beg your husband. Well, I doubt that would work, though I dismissed her. Hey, wait! She called out desperately, saying goodbye. I replied, hanging up on her and blocking her number afterward. I proceeded to get a divorce through my lawyer and demanded compensation from my ex-husband and Ashley in addition to child support. I sought repayment for the credit card charges he made without my consent due to the debt incurred from the compensation. Ashley's husband demanded a divorce, and she was kicked out of their home. She tried to rely on her parents, but given the circumstances, they turned her away. Now I hear that Ashley lives and works at a bar, taking on night jobs. My ex-husband, on the other hand, currently works multiple part-time jobs and lives paycheck to paycheck since he has been unemployed for a long time. Finding a stable job won't be easy for him if he ever falls behind on his alimony or child support payments. I intend to question him and collect the amount owed in any way I can. As for me, I'm living a peaceful life in our new home with my son. His growth is remarkable, and every day is truly exciting. I aim to continue giving him lots of love and ensure that he never feels sad because of my actions again.